Hey everybody, welcome back to Bish's RV. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. Behind us is a brand new floor plan from kind of one of the breakout stars last year. I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. The new Transcend 1 series. And this one right here is their first one they've ever come out with a slide. Now, they're not the only people making a layout like this. If I over-describe it over simply, it is a double over double, small, lightweight, more affordable bunkhouse with a dinette slide and currently a front Murphy bed. I say currently because this is in the early prototype phase, and there's a lot of different changes that are potentially being discussed. That's one of the reasons they asked me to put this footage together today. Can we get some feedback from you folks so that they know should they be pivoting left or right? In the meantime, what we're looking at here, what's nice about this, it's a 60 by 80 True Queen bed in a small RV, and that's an exceptionally rare find. So, if you're a taller person like me, you can actually fit on this thing at night. And what's really cool is when that bed's deployed, you really have all the same storage around the bed you'd normally have. But during the day, again, currently, we have the little Murphy sofa option. So we have the seating, like with a sofa and a dinette, of a Super Slide RV in a definitely not a Super Slide RV size, weight, cost category. Underbelly of this is enclosed. We've got of course, the power awning. They have a very interesting outside speaker situation on this. It's a one speaker location, but it actually does have a left-right element to it, which is uncommon. Now, you've got a great front pass-through on this, which actually, if they don't do the Murphy bed, would get a little bit bigger. The kitchen storage is almost certainly going to be improved before this goes into production, but we're going to cover all that as we go. What we need from you is to hear what you like, what you dislike, what you would keep, what you would change, where they nailed it, where they failed it. And if you appreciate how we get you the footage down here and give you that opportunity to voice your opinion to the manufacturer, hit that subscribe button. Let's get inside there. So we've enjoyed a quick little, well, hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe I'm being presumptuous. We've enjoyed a quick little overview of this thing when the video began. Let's get into some more details here. And again, we need your feedback. One of the things I talked about several times is that currently this is a Murphy bed arrangement. And the way they accomplished it is, I think, better than most stick and tin Murphy beds. But they're actually wondering. They noticed, I'm pretty sure when the bed's in the down position, you can still close the slide. So they're asking, do they even need this to be a Murphy bed? But in the meantime, I wanted to show you how this works so you could be fully educated before leaving that feedback. And I managed to rig this up today where it's not in fisheye wide-angle lens mode. I want to kind of walk you through how this Murphy bed works, because they all seem to be slightly different. Chances are if I stand straight up, my head's going off the screen. I don't know. Now, they have a rollover sofa, and it has these almost like a toy hauler bench drop-down legs for support. So even if you sit on the end of the bench, you're not going to over-torque and tweak and break this thing. For quick demo purposes, I'm not saying that, but it's not a traditional jackknife type sofa. You got a handy little latch here. This is just a gravity drop wall, nothing special there, but if my stupid hands can do it, yours can do it too. This is technically a seamed mattress. I don't even know that it matters though, because basically what they did is they just took the mattress and they just bent it up in there. Here's the thing. This is a 60 by 80 north-south True Queen bed that I don't know I've ever seen any other manufacturer accomplish in a floor plan like this. Now, if I fully lay down on the bed, my feet will not hang off. However, it has been raining out here, and my feet are soaked, my socks, the floor's dirty, everything already, so I'm just going to leave these on. I'm going to kind of lay back, but there's plenty of room above my head here. I'm just keeping my feet off of this. Now, one of the things you also have are these handy headboard power pockets. You can see how my arm's disappearing. And you've got household and USB outlets up in the corners of both sides of these. They call them the bedroom nook. That reminds me, back when I was in high school, there was this guy who did it all for the nookie. And, it went well for him at the time. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, but that's how it goes up. That's how it goes down. So here's the question. Should this remain a Murphy bed model? And to give you the other side of the story, this is kind of what it would look like if it wasn't a Murphy bed. Now, obviously, you can see the little bit of that Murphy sofa sticking down there. So I'm asking you to go into imagination land today. But also to give you a better look at the headboard power pockets that I mentioned. I love the fact that they gave us household and USB plugs on both of those. I think that was really, really handy. As we back up a little bit here, though, here's the thing. If this was just a full-time north-south bed, could you sit on the end of the bed on a rainy day and just sort of pretend sofa that? Yeah. But are you comfortable having people sit on your sofa? Here's the thing, or sit on your bed. Sorry, because that's a personal space. But here's the thing. If this was not a Murphy bed, if it was just a fixed bed, a true queen fixed bed like you're seeing right there, first of all, again, I'm not aware of anyone else really doing that in a layout like this on a single axle platform anyway. But if it was just a fixed bed all the time, there would be less setup, less tear down. There would theoretically be less seating space, but there would also be less cost and less weight specifically on the hitch. And the hitch weight will be this RV's greatest limiting factor when it comes to properly, safely pairing up tow vehicles. So the Murphy bed gives us a bed or a sofa, and we're going to see some extra storage and some doodads below it. A full-time true queen bed would be less weight, less cost, less setup, but also less fancy storage going under it. So what's the right way to do it? Now, no matter what, on the left over there, you'll have hanging storage. On the right, you have dresser shelf storage space. As we work our way down, you notice how they built some storage even under those side stands, which is cool. I love how they didn't waste it. Now, the way this is set up currently in Murphy mode, you've got a little hidden pet dish, and in case you're curious, those little plastic inserts can be removed. So if you don't have a pet, if you want just a drawer, or you don't want them slopping water in a wooden drawer, which would be a bad thing, obviously, you can get away with it. If this was just a fixed 60 by 80 queen, you'd lift up the mattress and there would be storage below it. But above those drawers, they include that slot for the table that's staring us in the face. And it's kind of similar to what you might have seen in some of the other Grand Design products. It's not height adjustable legs. I don't care. This is what I need it to do. I need it to, flop down, pop open, simple, and it's super lightweight and easy. Plus, you can use it outdoors. I believe I'm eyeballing it. It's about 2 foot by 4 foot, something like that. Working our way around here. Up in this corner, you've got your TV hookups. Now, it's a really weird spot for it. There's really not an awesome spot in this RV for TV hookups. And the reason I don't care is because I'm not getting a camper like this so I can sit inside and watch TV all day. So that doesn't bother me whatsoever, personally. I love the fact, though, some of the details they put in this, you don't often find, frankly, even in much more expensive, larger tandem axle stick and tin campers. Look at the windows. Notice how you've got windows wrapped all the way around that slide out, and they all open for airflow. That's pretty rare. That's extremely rare, even in some laminated brands, to do that on something like this. Now, this is a pedestal knee knocker style diner, but it has to be because it's a step up slide out. So if it was a free floating table, it would be too easy for the table to accidentally get bumped out of the slide and spill everything that's up there, and that would suck. This is also exceptionally uncommon at this class. You're lucky if a manufacturer even gives you doors for the dinette storage on a more basic camper like this, let alone full-on plywood boxed full extension drawers. Is that you just don't run into that a lot until usually you're into some pretty serious laminated money. That is rare. Now, I'm showing you the rest of the kitchen storage here, but I'm not going to get too detailed into it because basically it's all going to change. What you're looking at up top will pretty much be the same, but basically stuff on the countertop, the location of the cabinets, the drawers, that stuff is going to get all scrambled and rearranged. Your converter power management system is actually probably going to get located under the bunks so that can become a big pots and pans drawer. They are probably not going to maintain the full, lower GI scope storage that we have back here. Those who know right now. That's probably going to get partitioned off. There'll still be some storage outside, but not full pass-through. There will probably be a couple drawers added here. So the thing is, what we're looking at today, in those respects, probably will not represent the final product. What happens with the bed also kind of remains up to you, but it was determined very quickly when they built this prototype, something's got to change with the storage. It's just not quite up to snuff with where they want it. Your upper bunk does have a breeze window, which is cool. I haven't really... Oh, hold on. I was about to say I haven't really located outlets, but as we move the camera down, that's actually kind of smart. They put one set of outlets kind of dead between the two bunks. I don't necessarily dislike that. That's not the worst execution I've seen. This bottom bunk, though, is very much... it's fully enclosed down there. And they don't have curtains for the bunks for privacy, but the thing is, if you curtain off that bottom bunk, it doesn't get any air conditioning airflow anyway, and it ends up becoming a sweatshop down there. So maybe that's not a terrible thing. Ooh, no peekaboo, I smell you bathroom door, which also helps dampen the audio noises that happens in bathrooms, by the way. If I stand up in the shower, it's a 6.5 foot sidewall. I'm a little over 6 foot. I fit pretty well just fine. In case you're curious, what is looking like a skylight is also your power vent fan. That is a really smart, effective, low-dollar way of kind of double-dipping one fixture to get two functions. I love the fact that they actually included some linen space in this bathroom. I don't always love open-face storage, but it's really narrow. I can deal with it. Big shower pan, too. Very big shower footprint on this, and some very excellent space around that toilet over there. Now, if I... it's going to sound creepy, hop into the shower with you. We won't see anything inappropriate this time, but you do see that you have an actual corner medicine cabinet and sink. So just the major essentials are handled. Now I have actually closed the slide to demonstrate that this has awesome road mode access. And one of the things I was curious about when we were discussing the fixed bed versus Murphy bed conversation is that you can leave this bed down. What that means is that this floor plan is sized so that a true queen can fit. So even if it ends up being a Murphy bed and you don't want it to be a Murphy bed, it doesn't have to be a Murphy bed. You can always just swap the mattress with the thing of your choice, because we all know how nice factory supplied mattresses are, right? He said with heavy sarcasm, obviously. But one other cool detail. This is a Norco exact slide. One of the interesting things is that this is one of the first systems used in a lot of towable applications that theoretically you could sit in and occupy while it's retracted. Now, the slide system manufacturer says their system can take it. The slide box still has to be able to be built in a way that could accept that. I don't know if they have tested it and if Grand Design is saying, yes, green light, that's okay. But there's potential for that. So that's a question maybe for you to look into and ask a little bit further down the line. What I like is that this thing basically has flawless travel access, which not a lot of slide-out RVs do. So if you appreciate that we take those extra details and get your input on this stuff, hit that subscribe button. Let's hop outside. So if we take a look at the bottom of the screen, another look at the weights and the measures there, this is something where, again, if you don't want to get a whole new vehicle, maybe you've got a larger SUV that you drive every day to get your family moved around. Maybe you've got like a tow package midsize pickup or something like that. This is a smaller RV with lots of sleeping capacity that can accomplish that. Now up front here, you've got, you might notice two different types of metal. On the sidewalls, you've got your more traditional corrugated metal. The metal on the nose is actually like 67% thicker. So the entire front of this thing is essentially one giant stone guard, if you think of it that way. They are using a Norco exact slide system over there, so it's a cable slide, but exact slide, not AccuSlide. There are different variations of it. I'm also noticing how all the windows are opening for airflow. I don't think I peeked into that when I was inside the RV. Now this represents Grand Design's simplest, least expensive product segment. So there's a lot of things that you often associate with Grand Design that maybe aren't necessarily applied here to this RV, but it also doesn't have all of the budget applied here. What's really cool is it does still have their full 1+3+5 warranty. So last year, they stepped up in quite a few ways to take care of a lot of people. And along the way, what happened is everybody ended up benefiting. Their warranty used to be 1 year, and it had a 3-year structural, and it was only good for the original owner. And now we've got 1 year full coverage. You've got 3-year structural and a 5-year frame warranty on these, basically. And it actually can transfer to subsequent owners. And it was even retroacted when they applied it, which is kind of crazy. The industry doesn't usually do retroactive sort of warranty stuff. Oh, if I get down here, one of the things you might notice, location of the spare tire. Secondly, the underbelly's enclosed. Third, we're not on a traditional Lippert I-beam chassis. This is a Norco frame. It's a huck-bolted Z-style frame made with higher strength, low alloy steel. What all that means basically is lighter but stronger, not necessarily less expensive, however. And I am kind of keying in the fact, you know, when I start describing something as their least expensive series, you start thinking, okay, what kind of corners did they cut? They didn't cut the corner on the awning. Look how they threaded the needle between that window and the baggage door right there. The fact that they've included that window right next to the door is kind of exceptional. It's the kind of thing a lot of brands just won't do. Now, when you go up into Imagine, you'll start riding on Goodyears. These little Transcends are riding on imports, just in case you're curious. What are your thoughts on this? Like the standardized camp kitchen versus just storage? I can kind of see it either way. What I like is the hardware they put in here is generally better than what you typically find from a lot of builders out there. But I also really like how they give you that full galvanized rolled steel like extension drawer down there, so that the griddle's not splattering bacon grease right against the side of the RV, because everybody knows how fun it is to clean a corrugated sided camper, right? The roof is walkable. They prep it for a ladder. They don't give you one. We got to figure that out between you, me, and the wall. But it's not like it's hard. Ladders are pretty readily available. Now, again, when they go through the updates here, it will still have the junk in the trunk baggage door, but it won't necessarily be a pass all the way up into the backside cavity.
Phrasing?
The endoscopy storage, the lower GI tract inspection storage that we're looking at here today. And by the way, you can see that that is not a tankless on-demand water heater. So if I keep this up, I'm going to end up getting fired because my brain's just racking up a whole bunch of jokes that nobody wants to hear. But when this video began, I mentioned they're not the only builder of this floor plan. So I'm going to leave you some links to some other people who have built this. Like the originator of this floor plan is the Salem Wildwood FSX, but now like Cherokee and J-Flight and Catalina and Transcend, and probably everybody and their brother has a version of this because it's an awesome layout. Where again, if you just don't have a giant truck, but you want to take your family camping, but you don't want to go neck deep in debt on a $50,000 bunkhouse, this is a cool way of getting around all that right here. So until next time, thanks again for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button if you appreciate the information that we brought you today. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.